Amarachi is a trader who sells clothes and shoes in Lagos. She is a generous woman. Almost everyone in the market knows about her kindness. She has helped many traders when they needed money to boost their businesses. If someone's shop got burnt, Amarachi would contribute money. If someone's child was sick, she would send food and money. People called her Mama Market. But behind that bright smile was a deep pain. Amarachi has an impotent husband. They have been married for 6 years without the cry of a baby. At first, people did not talk, but as years passed, whispers began. Maybe she offended God. Maybe she did something in her past. Some even advised her to leave her husband and find another man. But Amarachi loved her husband Chinedu. He was quiet, gentle, and respectful. When she married him, he did not hide his condition from her. He told her the truth. "I may not be able to give you a child," he had said, with tears in his eyes. Amarachi held his hand and replied, "Marriage is not only about children. I choose you." And she meant it. Chinedu did not have much money. Amarachi was the one making more profit from her business. She did not complain. She built their house slowly, paid bills, and even supported Chinedu when he tried different small businesses that failed. Despite everything, their home was peaceful until the day everything changed. One evening, Amarachi closed late from the market. A supplier had just delivered new goods and she stayed to count them. On her way home, she received a phone call. It was her close friend and fellow trader, Bisi. "Amarachi, please come to the shop area quickly. There is problem." Her heart started beating fast. When she arrived, she saw police officers everywhere. Her shop was open, goods were scattered, and in the middle of it all was Bisi, shaking. "What happened?" Amarachi asked. "They say fake goods were found in your shop," Bisi whispered. Amarachi felt her legs weaken. Fake goods? She never sold fake items. Her name was her pride. The police searched everywhere and claimed they found illegal imported goods without proper documents. Amarachi tried to explain that she bought from a trusted supplier, but they did not listen. That night, she was taken to the police station. Chinedu rushed there when he heard. He begged the officers to allow her speak properly, but the case was serious. The supplier had disappeared, all the documents were missing. Amarachi cried. "I don't know how those goods entered my shop," she kept saying. After 2 days, something shocking happened. Bisi confessed to Chinedu in private. "I made a mistake," she said, crying. "I used Amarachi's shop key to store those goods. I thought I would remove them before she noticed. I did not know police would raid so soon." Chinedu stared at her in disbelief. "You mean all this is because of you?" Bisi nodded. "If I go to prison, my children will suffer. My husband is sick. Please help me." Chinedu went home that night, confused. He looked at Amarachi sitting on the floor, tired and broken. If Bisi confessed, Amarachi would be free, but Bisi would go to prison for many years. The next morning, Chinedu made a decision that shocked everyone. He went to the police and confessed that he was the one who stored the illegal goods in Amarachi's shop without her knowledge. The police investigated, and because he insisted, they believed him. Amarachi screamed when she heard. "Why would you do this?" she cried. Chinedu only smiled sadly. "You have done so much for many people. Let me do this for you." The court case did not last long. Chinedu was sentenced to 5 years in prison. 5 years. Amarachi's heart broke, but she had no power to change it. Bisi stayed silent. She did not confess. The market people pitied Amarachi. Some admired Chinedu's sacrifice. Others shook their heads. That man is a fool, some said. But Amarachi visited her husband every month. She sent him food, clothes, and money. She continued her business, but she was no longer as cheerful as before. As years passed, Amarachi's business grew bigger. She opened 2 more shops. People trusted her more because of her husband's sacrifice. They saw her as a strong woman. But something inside her changed. She became more serious, more distant. In the 3rd year of Chinedu's prison sentence, something unexpected happened. Amarachi started feeling sick often. She thought it was stress. She went to the hospital. After some tests, the doctor called her into his office. "Madam, congratulations," he said. "For what?" she asked, confused. "You are pregnant." The room felt silent. Pregnant? She almost laughed. It had to be a mistake. But after repeated tests, it was confirmed. Amarachi was carrying a child. She walked out of the hospital in shock. How was it possible? Chinedu had been in prison for 3 years. The truth was something she had buried deep in her heart. One lonely night, months before Chinedu went to prison, she had made a mistake. She had gone to a fertility clinic secretly. The doctor had suggested a donor method. She did not tell Chinedu. She was desperate for a child. The procedure had failed, or she thought. Now the result was growing inside her. Fear entered her heart. What would she tell people? What would she tell Chinedu? When she visited him the next week, she could not hide her growing stomach. Chinedu looked at her quietly. "You are pregnant," he said softly. Tears filled her eyes. "I can explain." He nodded slowly. "Is the child from the clinic?" She froze. You know?" Chinedu sighed. "I saw the hospital message on your phone before I went to prison. I knew you were trying. I did not stop you because I wanted you to be happy." Amarachi broke down crying. "I am sorry. I should have told you." Chinedu smiled gently. "This child is our hope. Raise him well." Amarachi gave birth to a baby boy. The whole market celebrated. They called him Miracle. But as her business grew and her son grew, something else grew too: pride. By the time Chinedu completed his 5 years and returned home, Amarachi had changed. She arrived at the prison gate in a big car. She looked beautiful, rich, confident. Chinedu came out, thin but smiling. He expected a warm hug. Instead, Amarachi stood still. On the way home, she spoke calmly. "I have filed for divorce." Chinedu felt like the ground moved under him. "Divorce? Why?" "I cannot continue like this," she said. "I have built a new life. I am respected. I cannot tie myself to a man who has a prison record." Chinedu looked at her in shock. "I went to prison for you." She avoided his eyes. "That was your choice." Those words cut deeper than any knife. Within months, the divorce was finalized. Amarachi kept the house, the business, and their son. Chinedu left quietly with only a small bag. The market people were divided. Some supported Amarachi. Others whispered, "She forgot too quickly." Bisi, the woman whose guilt started everything, avoided everyone. Her business began to fail slowly. Customers stopped trusting her. Guilt ate her heart. One evening, 5 months after Chinedu's release, a shocking news spread through the market. EFCC officers had arrested Amarachi. Large sums of money had been traced to illegal import dealings connected to her expanding business. The same type of crime Chinedu went to prison for. People gathered in groups, talking loudly. How can this be? This woman? When the investigation deepened, a secret was uncovered. During the years Chinedu was in prison, Bisi continued using Amarachi's shop to store illegal goods. This time, Amarachi knew. At first, she refused, but when she saw the fast money, she agreed. Greed entered her heart. But Bisi, filled with guilt and anger over losing customers, finally confessed everything to save herself. This time, there was no one to cover Amarachi. As she sat in the police van, tears ran down her face. Not because of the arrest, but because she finally understood what she had lost. Chinedu, the man who chose prison for her, the man who accepted her child without question, the man she called a burden. That same evening, Chinedu was seen in the market. He had started helping an old mechanic. He looked peaceful. When news reached him about Amarachi's arrest, he closed his eyes quietly. Someone asked him, "Will you help her again?"
If you were in Chinedu's shoe, will you help her again? Let me know in the comments section. If you want to see the final part of this story, then hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you won't miss any of our stories. Thank you.